Malcolm kept the team in a good place tonight until some of the other guys were able to get going. What did you make of his performance?
Well, he's been terrific. Really, most all of the conference play, and really most all of his career, I should say. But he was good. He efficient as ever. We kind of gave him the business. Say, why'd you let Jackson hit that three at the end? His hand was kind of down. He was a little lukewarm on that closeout because we're so used to him up bothering it. But made the tough plays. Certainly gets guarded hard, defends hard, and he was real steady in a game that was important. It had certainly implications for a lot of things, and I was really excited to see the balance, how they responded. But I thought about Malcolm a lot as I was thinking about the game today. Just, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of things, and how he handled it was great. He might have even done his traditional yawn right before tip-off just to make sure that we knew he was steady, but he was rock solid.
Over here to Mike. Tony, they were only credited with 2 fast break points. You guys didn't turn it over much. What did you like in your ball security and keeping them out of that transition game? Yeah,
we write the acronym or the letters ISAW in such a way it stands for on the whiteboard before every game, and it just talks about, run in such a way as to win. It's from a verse that I really like, that it talks about there's all the runners in the race, but only one gets the prize. But you have to run in such a way as to win. And what I told them before the game, you better take care of the ball in such a way. You better get back in transition in such a way as to win. You better defensive rebound in such a way. Against a team with the talent of Carolina, you can only control what you can control. And for us, it wasn't going to be easy, but we had to do the job in those areas you mentioned. And I thought we fought on the glass, and it was about that process in such a way how you did all those things. And we said defend and fight in that 94-foot rectangle. And I liked what I saw, but you had to do that. And we caught a break when Bryce went up for the rebound, and it just went out of bounds, but we'll take it.
Tony, in what ways do you feel like this team might be better suited for a long NCAA run than the previous 2 seasons?
Hard to say, but one thing I do know is last year, and I said it to our guys before the game and even the group, we kind of lived off of our success last year. Not in a bad way, but we were 16-1. We always won. And we kind of would just when you lose and you struggle, then you learn. We realize how fine of a line it is with this year, having lost and struggled in some tough games early in conference season as of late. And I think when you're aware of that, the struggles that are out there and how close it is, it makes you understand how on point you have to be in all those areas that are important to us. And so I think the lessons we've learned maybe has taught us more, and we've been through experiences, but I can't be sure. I mean, we've had some real good teams, and but we got some guys that are understanding, at least we were tonight, and have been in a lot of tough, tight games and learned a lot through the wins and probably more through the losses.
Tony, Anthony seemed really kind of knocked off his game in the first half, kind of frustrated. How important was it that he kind of stuck with it and came back and had a big second half for you guys?
I mean, you saw those guys are so athletic and big and long, and he competed hard. He got on the glass a couple times, made some plays, and we needed it all. That's what I like to see. At Miami, Malcolm was terrific, and we didn't get as much there wasn't as much balance in our scoring. And then tonight you look at 4 guys in double figures, Isaiah with 8. And to beat a team the caliber of Carolina, you have to have that offensively. So to see Anthony, finish a couple tough ones, 4 offensive rebounds, it was the right time for that.
Okay, before we take Whitey's question, the North Carolina lockdown is open for interviews. If you want to go, Whitey, take the next question.
Hey, Tony, did the final 4 or 5 minutes of tonight's game bring back any memories to last year's game against Duke, when you had the lead and you weren't able to close them out? And did you have any message to the guys, as to when it got to that juncture tonight?
I didn't think about last year's game. I just thought about finish. I said it's a game now. It's a score-stop game. I mean, we work on practice on offense to defense, score-stop. And, we kept saying that, we gave up a quick 2, a 3, missed some free throws, and you're like, they're so potent. And I just knew we were a couple stops away. But We just talked about trying to finish and really what we do all the time. And you're going to have a good bounce here or there, a big play made, a made free throw, and there was just enough of that to get it done.
Yeah, Tony, your guys must know that concussion protocol by heart now. You've had a couple over the last couple of years. What did you think when you saw Isaiah go down this week, and how soon was it before you knew you'd have him?
Right, I was concerned. I mean, that I thought affected us at the end of the Miami game because his alertness, you saw that one play he kept alive. It was everything. It was it off of a free throw rebound or a missed shot? I think it was a free throw rebound, and the ball went out of bounds. We got it back. He does those little things. He practiced full yesterday and was fine, and then the day before he practiced partial. And he really had a drastic. I was worried because on the flight home he was having a lot of trouble, and then he was great. He just drastically improved and got better and better as it wore on. So he's an important piece. He's that glue guy, and he really gave everything he had for not really only practicing, a practice and a half.
Tony, what did you think of your defense on Bryce Johnson, especially the last 12 to 15 minutes when he was a non-factor and you forced him into 5 turnovers?
Yeah, we trapped him most of the time. Sometimes we came early, sometimes we delayed, a couple times we choked. It was important because he's so potent that way, and I thought I got to give the crowd an assist. The atmosphere was unbelievable. It revved us up and it got us going. And the guys, we talked about that, defend and fight. And we knew we'd have to do that. And I think we did a little better job at times, not all the time, of fighting him for his catch. If he gets you deep and you're behind him, like he did to Anthony once, boom, he's off the floor and dropping it in. So to limit him to 2 offensive rebounds and maybe he was just off. Hopefully our defense had something to do, but we were as aware of him as we could be.
Back right, Mitch.
Tony, the fact that you stay alive for the regular season conference championship, how much, if at all, does the conference championship matter to you in the regular season?
You want me to answer that? Really? It matters. You're playing 18 games and it's good. That's what you run in such a way as to win the prize. All the runners run, only one gets the prize for, there's all the teams in our league, and it absolutely matters. We've fought for the last 2 years and we're thankful to get it. And the fact that we're in the race still, I don't know who won and all that, is terrific, and we'll keep fighting and running to win that prize.
Got one more in the back.
Tony, Devon Hall has come such a long way since he's been here. Can you just describe what you've seen as far as his development, and especially how he maybe grew up a little bit against a top-notch team today?
Yeah, he started the game well. He got us a good lift, gave us a good lift, banging some threes. Was pretty tough-minded, and it's hard to miss those free throws and then come back and stick the ones that he did. So I thought that was good. But he's been steady. He got good minutes. He redshirted. He didn't play much his first year, and he just has developed, and he's just coming, and so it's good to see that. And I thought we got a great lift. Sometimes it's been Darius Thompson, not tonight, or Mariel, but that other guard spot has been important, and when we get good production like that, it helps us.